Welcome back, Rico Money Bags, the channel helping you invest in yourself so we can invest in the future. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure the bell notification stays lit, that you guys will not miss out. We got this right here. Right now, we're doing a bit of testing. We got that BTC trade that went really good. We're doing a small update, but we're also doing some testing on the arena as far as live streaming. So hopefully you guys are enjoying time with your fam. That's all good. We're doing some testing, some trading at the same time. Perfect time to do this. But arena is still not working. And I was trying to use StreamYard because I heard that StreamYard would allow me to use the arena to trade. But I guess we'll do a quick update as I try to set this up again. Welcome in if you guys are tuning in. You guys are also just chilling, watching Bitcoin do what Bitcoin does. Okay. This one's not up and running, man. It would have been nice. I see we got some people pulling up. We'll let the stream fill up just a bit. We'll do a quick update on what we got going on for the trades, even from earlier, because obviously they were in the green, and we're waiting for the short trade, like we were talking about in the DMs with a couple friends right now. Let's see what we got. Let's see if we can get this to work, actually. Appreciate you guys pulling up, those who are pulling up. See if I change the name on it, if that'll help it. All right, let's do a quick update on the trade earlier. We actually could have held a lot longer and got more profit, but you never know how high it's going to go. We could have held it a lot longer, actually. Made a little bit more profit. Nothing major was, nothing too crazy was being made, but just showing you guys these markets, how they move. So here you guys see the trade from earlier when we got in over here, right? After some of these shorts, and we're just doing some trade signals. We've got a very small account we're playing with for everybody. We've been sharing the referral link to everybody as well, getting people on Blowfin, because there's a lot to do when these markets are actually still trading sideways. So these are the closing of the shorts right here, from this short up here, this red arrow, and then we're closing all those shorts. And then we found our entry over here. This is the 1 minute chart, but we actually took the entry on the 5 minute chart. It will look a little bit different. We can actually take it there. Appreciate you guys pulling up. So here goes the entry over here, break over that 50. You see it right there, and adding on to that winner, actually, and just letting it ride above the 50 moving average, and then taking the profits up here, which are not much, actually, everybody. They're not much. They could have been a lot bigger. We got Toasty Sheep Nuts pulling up. What's up, man? How you doing, man? Happy Easter to you as well. We've been shilling Arrow Bud for you, bro. We've been going crazy for you, bro. We're doing a test stream. We had a fantastic 3-hour stream earlier today, but I was still trading, BTC while everybody's chilling and stuff, doing a little bit of accumulation right now. And what's nice about this is that I want just to show everybody that now next, what's going to be coming up is a potential short trade, right? So earlier in the stream, we had a, long trade that we took after closing out all these shorts right here, taking profit. And look, you can never buy the ultimate bottom, and you can't sell the ultimate top. You can get pretty close to it if you're really good, probably a lot better than me. And you know what? That's fine. I'm willing to take notes. But honestly, we took some profits right here. It dipped a little bit lower. As you can see, when we were taking these profits, it was like when it was about to break the green line, which is a 20 moving average. What's up, Saphir? And it actually went lower, and you got kind of the same thing over here. We took this long position during the live stream, which was nothing major. We didn't make crazy amount of money. I think it was like a $60 trade, but it's something that you can do, and even somebody with 2,400, 2,500 in an account, you can do these trades throughout the day. Now, you can make these trades a lot riskier. You can make them where you're making a lot more, but you're also probably losing a lot more. I would test out a strategy that truly works for you all the way. And that'll be the best thing for you to do, and consistently try that strategy out. So we're going to kind of do that right now. It's going to be, I was trying to get the arena to pop up for us, but this is a live account. What's nice about Blowfin, and I think anybody who's trying to look into trade while the markets are very boring and they're not doing too much, start with a demo account, and honestly, just trade on the demo side, and don't even, and then have a little account that you're willing to trade on, so you feel like you're getting the real idea of what's going on in the market. What's up, Kenji? Shout out to Kenji. Welcome in, everybody. The grind never stops. I don't even know what stop is, bro. What is that? I mean, I got a .com moment looking at me right in my face. I got a Amazon shipping books moment staring at me saying, Rico, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do, Rico? What are you going to do about this opportunity that you know is unique? You know it's unique. I mean, you're not saying it because you don't think that. What are you going to do? And I need all of it, Kenji. I mean, I want to know all of it. I want to know the space. I want to be a part of the space. I want to build in the space. I am part of the space, And that's what it's all about, man. We got good New York schedule and building a game. Nice, nice. How is Saphir? Saphir doing really good, so long as he keeps TK muted, it's nice. He's feeling pretty good. TK's not here right now. It's like we all get to catch up with each other. That's hilarious, man. I really rock with you guys, man. I appreciate you guys pulling up. I wish nothing but your family the best, your friends and family, your neighbor, everybody next to you, man, for real. We're doing some extra stuff. Yeah, we had a 3-hour stream earlier, but we took these profits when the stream basically ended, like a little bit after. We had a nice little pump. I took care of a few things and took these profits right here. And now we're waiting for the trend to kind of say, hey, we're going to go down, and we're going to be able to essentially print on that side. It's not going to be nothing crazy. We're going to do very small amounts, but that's what it really comes down to, everybody. We're going to wait for some signals. We're going to show you the signals. I was really looking forward to trying it on StreamYard and getting I'm not even sharing my screen, guys. I was looking forward to being able to stream on an arena too and do some of this and get some exposure on us. But again, I tried on Restream. I tried through OBS. I'm trying through StreamYard. I don't know what's going on because other people are streaming. So I'll get to it where it allows me to, connect it the right way and everything. But all right, let's talk about crypto. Let's talk about some of these signals that we're looking at. And I'll tell you guys that we got kind of like the perfect time. We took profits. We're waiting for some other signal. It can still rally up a little bit more, but I'm going to show you guys what's up, and then we'll see if it's something that we're interested in. I don't know. It could be something that we're interested in because, we did pretty good on this trade, right? Earlier, this was a simple little trade right here from, this dip right here. Take the profits right here. Don't got to be greedy. It went even a little bit higher. You could have took it a little bit. Fine. That's not me, right? You see how even right here, and this is where a lot of trades honestly mess up. I want to be transparent with you guys. Like sometimes you'll take your profit here on these futures trades, and this happened to me in the past. I don't do this anymore, but in the past where where after you sell, it goes all the way up. That's why I don't do the sell, just all one pop at a time. It's a BOGO, Rico. Yes. I miss you, Geezer, too. There we go. Missing Toasty. Absolutely. We're missing Toasty Sheep Nuts. Told him we've been shilling Arrowbud from just even while he's gone on vacation, enjoying life, forgot about us. I was telling people to look for you. I was starting, like, what's going on? But here, we're getting ready for the next entry. It's going to be a short, everybody. I want to show you guys because I think when the market goes red, people too much want to paper hand their great projects. It's like, man, we might as well just break it down where you guys can still print and understand that just because the market is going red doesn't mean that, it's all over, everybody. Like hold your gems tight. And I'm giving you guys some options right here with this right here, right? So we're waiting for this short entry. I like to do a nice boring trade. It's going to be super boring. How boring is it going to be? Well, pretty boring. We see it came up to the point of control. We've been talking about that on the daily chart. Isn't it pretty ironic how this comes up to this point of control, this red line? And that's what I'm saying. On the daily chart, we're looking green, everybody. We've already made it through the hard part. When you look at the daily chart and you see this red line again, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Like, it's not because I'm saying so or I'm some kind of guru. No, this thing is like a magnet for price, and it'll drag price up there. And it'll fill this gap. Like if this looked different, maybe it could be a little bit false, but the fact that it's going to fill this gap, it's looking like we made it through the hardest part of crypto. And now we're in this, somewhat, beginning of an uptrend, which is nice, which allows this market, allows people to take advantage of the market action. Guys, CPI dropping, inflation under control, Jerome Powell lowering interest rates, not just fast enough, but we are still coming down. And global liquidity is rising at a steady clip. What's nice, bro, is like we're going to have that happen, man. I never forget your big banana. Have you seen Crypto Face live trading? He trades like millions on stream. No, bro. We're not going to do that. I can tell you that we're not trading. We got a measly, for somebody it's a lot of money. For somebody else it's probably nothing. But yeah, it's only over like $2,400. Nothing major. But yeah, respect to somebody. You know who I used to watch a lot that traded like that in big numbers and where a lot of this stuff came from, and some of the ideas of like gap and go trading. His name is the Warrior Trader. And that guy right there, I mean, 2017, I was using that stuff when I first came into the crypto market. But shout out to bro, man, trading millions. I mean, I think at eventually you get to that point where, that's all you're doing. I could see myself down the road at one point possibly just doing that nonstop, right? When everything's just fully operational. I still like working. Like, I don't think I reach a point where like I don't want to keep working or doing something, like even like, literally taking XPX all the way is the whole idea, right? But trading for sure, I mean, it does help. I'm going to be honest with you. While the markets are boring, it allows you to be in control of a lot of stuff. Trump ain't going to fire Powell, but he can legally bully him. Yep, that's true. I'm fine with that. Altcoin season index at bottom. The upswing is going to catch people off guard. I really think it's going to catch people off guard. I really feel like we've been held underwater for like right before you're about to give up, like right before you go, oh my God, I can't, like that, to that level. And I was like, that's why you have to have conviction plays, because that shakeout in the market since February has everybody like that. It's turned the whole market even cutthroat, to be honest with you. Like that's why I had that war on rugs rant earlier today, right? And I was, off my energy drink for sure. But, when we're coming off this downtrend since over here, this is why we have this market like this. And we just been down. We finally are seeing the light right now. We are finally seeing the light. And that to me is exciting. And I'm a patient person. Like, after my bike accident, man, I'm very kumbaya. I'm laid back for the most part. I'm okay. I know that you're at the mercy of life sometimes. That's what I learned from that motorcycle accident. You can hoot, you can holler, you can do a backflip all you want, but sometimes you're still at the mercy of life all the way. And right now, considering that we made it through this whole downtrend right here, and we're finally seeing this green right here on this 50 moving average. And we actually got other things that line up. Like, these are all little stars, if you want to call them stars lining up, like, a long downtrend, right? You look at the candles, break a character for the first time, right? We got like this downtrend that's been broken. You're like, oh, okay. We clearly been in a downtrend. I mean, nobody can say no to that, right? We've been in the downtrend, right? Everybody, we hit here, we tried to hit there, right here, right there. And this is the first time that we're breaking above it. So boom, okay, that's good, right? We got quantitative easing coming. You got this gap right here that can be filled. And then you got this point of control where I found it tends to drag price to that, right? It tends to, like a magnet, bring price. So you're having all these things that are clues, right? They're not concrete anybody, right? I'm not a financial advisor. I can be completely wrong, right? But we have all these things that's like, okay, we've been in a downtrend. We have not broken this downtrend. Every time we tried was an attempt. And I think people get lost in that sauce of the attempt and not realizing that we didn't. And it's really hard. But then by the time we start breaking out, people are almost like, this is where, people are exhausted, like the market got exhausted and people can't handle it. But smart money is now starting to take a position right here on this break of character where, this downtrend has been broken. Okay, downtrend's broken. Gap to be filled. And also the 50 moving average, which whenever we trade above it, fam, is bullish. Since we've been underneath it this whole time, has been bearish. So the fact that we're now above this thing and we're finally breaking above it, and it kind of feels like you got the Jerome Powell thing, you got this gap being filled, you got the point of control, you got the break of character. It's like, that's a nice, I mean, that's gonna taste good in one way or another. That's a decent recipe for success. And that's where we'll see a lot of great projects starting to take off and some of that rally coming in a little bit more, right? See, we got Rainbow Slice. The captain is turning the corner. We got Alpha. Bring the Alpha, Rainbow Slice. Man, I covered you guys today. I'm always covering Captain BNB, man, because I cover communities that are resilient. Honestly, that's what it's all about. Mr. Mo, hey, Rico, hope you and all in the chat are having a Great day. Thank you, Mr. Mo. I really appreciate it, brother. Happy Easter to you as well, brother. Friends and family, everybody next to you. It's a great day, everybody. It's a great vibe. It's a good vibe. So we're gonna spend a little time together, everybody. And we took some trades on BTC, some futures trades to show you guys, like, hey, now we're ready to set up like a short trade to let you know, like, you could be entertained in the market without being rugged. You also can be liquidated. That's why it's not financial advice. It is very risky to trade futures, everybody. I'm being 100% honest with you guys, especially, if it's money that you need, you want to come over here, go to futures, go demo account it, right? And that's all you got to do. Or have a really strong strategy that you've already practiced, that you trust yourself to do it no matter what. That if somebody was about to push you off the edge of something, and you had to grab a rope or your strategy, you would grab your strategy. That's how crazy you have to switch your brain to be so automatic, because there's going to be times when you're trading futures or some of the stuff where you want to do an instinctive move out of emotion. And that's a lot of times where you get in trouble. You have to have a really solid strategy and an immense amount of discipline. It really does take that, or just a crazy amount of luck too, right? Luck is a variable in everything that we're doing. So let's go over here. We're waiting for the short. We want some of these signals. When I saw this is when I wanted to know that I want to go live, right? The trend, I already took profits on this. The trend broke right here. This is the 5 going over to 20, usually the first sign. And now we're having a little bit of this going up, come back down, but we're seeing all these moving average kind of start to squeeze, right? They're starting to come together. You're starting to see, like Blunt says, these are the 3 amigos, 1, 2, 3. Which is crazy because it's easy for me to remember that because I had a Land Rover that if you had these lights in the dashboard that were a pain to get rid of, and I'm a mechanic, I could fix anything. I mean, I fixed every part. I was chasing relays and sensors, and there was these 3 dash lights, that the ABS, the traction, and airbag light would come on because of these lights. It was called the 3 Amigos. So I have no problem remembering a phrase called the 3 Amigos. But now they're doing something good for me because, man, so when I had that truck, I just kept chasing relay after relay, put all kinds of anyways. Right now we're about to have a breakdown to the downside. We're seeing the 3 Amigos come together. They're closing the gap. They're getting tighter as they're trading. And this is where it comes. Like, you have to have this discipline to wait for your setup. Like, your setup has to come to you. This is not something that you're just popping in and out, and you're just, you can on a 1-minute chart, and more power to you, and you're doing it really fast, but it gets very choppy and it gets very noisy, right? Underneath, right back, your stop losses, everything's going to be really tight. If you have a nice setup, and if you can see, like, look at this 5-minute chart, when it crosses on this 60 moving average, this is easy to see. You can see that that's a downtrend. This short was easy. I could have even made more profits, a little bit more change, we'll call it, because it's not millions of dollars, that's for sure. But here we go again. It breaks above that 50, and this is it trading above this blue line, and anybody can see that. I mean, you can come down to the time chart and essentially look at it like this and remove the candles. And this one blue line right here is the one that you want to pay attention to. Now, obviously, we use some other tools to help us out on TradingView to give us those like nice entries. Rico, Sophia, and TK, the 3 Amigos. I like that. We would have not gotten no work done at school if we went to school together. If we had Sophia, TK, and me together, oh my God, that would have been horrible. No wonder I went to military school. Would have just had too much fun. All right, I would have been a distraction to everybody. That's why I ended up, yes, sir. You're left, right, Let's go right here. Let's go to what I'm looking at right now for these short trades on everybody. Here we go on this 15-minute chart. The point of control has been hit. This is still, you have to be still somewhat bullish where it can still go a little bit longer. So we're waiting for a nice setup, but this 50 moving average like this, it could do this and trade above it like that, and then tap here again, and then come down and trade that gap. It could be very ugly like that. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for an opportunity where we can manage the risk. Listen to the lingo, my people, where we can manage the risk so we can take advantage of this, because there is some opportunity in the market no matter what. Here we go on the 5-minute chart. I think anybody can see this, right? Look at this. This is the 50 moving average, and it turns green when it's above it. So right now you're waiting for this setup that we know, it's going to come to you. It's literally going to come to you. And if you look right here on the 5-minute chart, what I really like, Maybe you guys see it, maybe you guys don't. You see the point of control down here? You see how why I would want to look for a nice little short on this thing? Because the minute it breaks the 50 moving average, we know that it tends to get kind of bearish. Once it breaks it for the first time, it either rips down or it'll trade sideways, but it'll follow, coming to the downside and going after what? That point of control. Also, where previous price has been before. If you look across, you see it's been over here before. So to see this thing take its time and come back down over here, it's not far-fetched. Now it's all about waiting for this setup to come to us, right, and land on our lap. And that's what we're doing. We're waiting on the setup. I'm showing you guys how boring sometimes these setups can be. Sometimes we want to front run them a little bit, and that's not exactly what you want to do. Okay, so let's add this indicator on a 5-minute chart. We want this to come down. We're still above the 200. Oh, we're going right towards that 50 is really nice. You'll start to be okay with whatever the market is doing. Honestly, we'll put a blunts technical indicator. I like using blunts. So you see right here, even though there's some red going on, these can most definitely turn around because, blunts indicator right here is still showing that, it's still technically bullish. And you can see how, this thing can get choppy sometimes, right? How it can go like, that's why you want to keep it very clean, and you'll find yourself coming back to your 50 moving average that's really clean, because if you're taking these trades right here and you're thinking about using these indicators, it gets really noisy, right? Like, let me even put the one that I've been using for a long time since the last bear market. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Check this out when we remove the indicators. Above the 50, hold until it stays above the 50 moving average, no matter what. You're in the trade. And it's not so much of like playing with you, jumping in and out, right? We're trading above the 50 moving average. Now, what we want to use these for actually is not so much this choppy area, because it'll get noisy and it'll kind of mess you up. Honestly, everybody, it'll mess you up. At least somebody like me, I'm just going to, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm fully transparent. Somebody like me, I don't want to do this, but for my entry is where this becomes very powerful, right? When I'm seeing like, holy, look, we had a nice downtrend on the 50 moving average. We're about to break that 50 moving average. Can it line up with an entry using blunts indicator and also the one that I like, right? So, we'll get this one out the way. We can use blunts really quick right here, right? We're waiting for this one right here is risky, right? But as long as you get back out right away, you're good. This is a profitable trade. But the one I like better is I know that this happens a lot where it does this and tests and it comes right back down. I want this one that's right next to the break of the 50 moving average and the indicator at the same time saying fire. That's a lot sharper entry, right? And then you're like, okay, I know that this thing's going to trade above the 50 moving average now. We're inside this. And you know that there's always a retest to try to shake people out. There's always going to be a retest. 50 moving average is pretty powerful, man. If you can, I mean, it's extremely, extremely powerful. Like when you zoom out, it's like, what the heck? I mean, there's times where like, even since I've been sharpening it up, it's like since February, we've been in a downtrend on BTC. So it's like, man, all this like feeling down and out. It's like we've been in a downtrend. Like we have to be able to just size up the market and call it for what it is. And right now it's just been a downtrend, but it's also exciting because when you can accept that, you can also be like, whoa, we're finally breaking out of that. We're going above the 50. And that's where you get to, see some excitement in the market and play however you choose. But this has just been a downtrend. Now the whole market will come back to life no matter what. Hate to say it, but I got to go early. It's all good, brother. I'm glad to see you. Enjoy what you guys got going on. This is just the second stream of the day. Shout out to the Aerobud community. Shout out to all of you guys, man. For sure. For sure, bro. So we're just doing some like late night Easter crypto trading. There's no momentum to the stream. We're just vibing, everybody. I don't know how long the stream's going to be. I saw a potential on the short trade, something that maybe people will want to look at after taking profits on the long trade that we are doing live. Like I said, it's not millions of dollars, but just showing you a strategy that when you can get down pack, you can go a little bit harder, right? Because if you think about it, Bitcoin moves by $500 to $1,000 on a regular basis. So eventually, if you get to the point you're trading one BTC, that's $500 a trade, or you're trading 5 BTC, or you're using leverage and you're trading, with 10 BTC. Huh? That's where it starts to get really wild. That's where it starts to get really good. And you can do that, a couple times a day. You don't even got to over trade. I think over trading is dangerous. Here we go. This is what I like to see, right? We knew it was going to hit that. It's going to come back down. The 15-minute chart is very powerful. This 15-minute candle, and if you add the indicators like this, it's very, very powerful. Let's see what we got. Let me add these really quick. I'm going to let you guys know. We're just going to take the train. So you see it hasn't flipped the SAR, the parabolic SAR. When that 15-minute candle can hit that cross and yank that thing and flip it the other way, this trend would get a lot more bearish on all the lower time frames. And we're waiting for this 15-minute candle right now to actually do this live to show you guys how the rest of the lower time frames are going to start to go underneath the 50 moving average. Boom. So I just flipped it right there live. Now we add the blunt house as well, right? So blunt house is saying, hey, we're still in this trade. You see that? So we're layering these indicators. It's still green. It has still not flipped red over here to say, hey, we're going down. We possibly come down to 84.5. I could see that. There's a trade right there. And we're possibly going to take that trade. It's not going to be that much, but it's going to be something. We'll show you guys. So let's break it down in the lower time frame. Ooh, that looks nice. We got the blunt with the red, but we don't have the 5 flipping it just yet. What I like about this 5-minute candle and this trade right here is that we have the point of control way down here, pulling price down to $84,111, which that's nice. I mean, there's a trade right there. There's a futures trade right there. Liking that. 3-minute candle. We got the dots on top, blunt house saying red. And finally, like I said, the lower time frames will start to show you that they're breaking underneath the 50. And if we look, here goes the point of control where it's going to, like a magnet, bring price down to the area. Now let's go down to the 1 minute. Break underneath the 50 moving average. Blunt house saying it's bearish. The SAR saying it's bearish. Break underneath the 50, bearish. And we're possibly going to break past the 200 moving average and come back down to this area, right? 84.5 or so. Or we bounce really hard off this 200 moving average and we go to the point of control. But this is the 1 minute chart. Very, very noisy on the 1 minute chart. So we're waiting for some closing candles on the higher time frames for this short. But it's looking good. Look, now it's 84. That's looking really, really good. It's looking like a nice short. What are you guys thinking? Are any of you guys trading on any exchanges or anything like that? When you guys are not getting rugged, what are you guys are doing? Here we go. I like this. This is good. See, now we got both confirmation. You got the parabolic SAR, you got the indicator on the top, and you're headed towards this 50 moving average. It breaks underneath that. It gets bearish. Like this 3-minute chart breaking past it, and you see this gap right here. We're probably will trade down to this gap right here live. Oops. Right to this, 84.5. And there's a trade right there. I'm watching you when I'm not getting rugged. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We got a nice stream though, man. Nice. It's a mellow stream, everybody. Nice mellow stream. Watching these trades. I mean, this is what the thing is with this trading. See, look how nice that looks. Can we agree that, hey, this is looking nice now for a short? We're going to break over this 50. This is what it looks like over here on Blofin. And this is kind of how this trading looks. It's kind of like putting all of this together to get that high conviction, like, okay, I'm ready. So here goes that first break, right? I already knew that I should have went live. This is why we went live, because of this over here on the 3-minute. This first one, I'm like, okay, cool. Most likely going to go down. Play with everybody, but really, really go down. But we want full confirmation, and we start looking everywhere else. We got, MACD showing that it's bearish. We're looking for a nice little trade line, nice little break underneath here. And you might be saying, like, you're missing out on all this great prices to get in. And it does make you feel like that. But that's what I'm saying about your strategy. Like, for me, I need to have, like, this candle close like how it's closing right now over that 50 moving average, because that feels a lot better. We got LFG Captain Rico. What's up, man? We'll pull up Captain BNB right now. You guys are pulling up strong. We'll pull up the project I pull up really fast. We had Arrow Bud up in here as well. Could have pulled up Arrow Bud while Toasty Sheep Nuts was here, but that's okay. He'll be back. We got Captain BNB right. Yeah, nice breakout, man. And I mean, we're doing these breakouts, everybody, when the market's really hard, when we've been in this downtrend. But now is the time to snatch up your BNB and snatch up your favorite plays like DCA, because I think the longs are going to be ready to play full blown. And that's kind of what we want, right? When the longs are like full all the way, you're going to see BNB start to rise up. You're going to see all these projects start to go very organically. Same thing with FEG token, same thing with XPX. The rising price of BNB is going to rise the price of Captain BNB. Doesn't that make sense? And that's pretty simple to sum it up. That's pretty simple. And that's what we've been waiting for. Everything's just been following this trend on BTC on the daily chart. But I mean, we're looking good. We're above the 50. That's what I love. That's what I'm loving, everybody. We're waiting for a little bit more indication, everybody. We want the other blunt house TA to really lock it in. It looks like we're missing out on good entry, but I like to have, because it could literally bounce off this 200 and stay bullish, right? So we need clear confirmation of a good break of this trend. So like that, you can have a runner. She's a runner. She's a track star. We got to have that full run, everybody. All right, we're doing this live. Pull up, everybody. Let me know if you guys are using any trading accounts. This is just a mellow stream today. We're seeing some trades. We're waiting for some setups. We did a nice long. This looks amazing. Look at that. There goes that green candle. That's why we were waiting for more confirmation on higher time frames, right? Really, that 50. Because this is, man, these right here are awesome. So we're waiting on some of this, everybody. We got 130 people pulling up. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. We're focusing on BTC. We got some live trading happening on Blowfin. Nothing crazy. Not $1 million trader. We got $2,400 with the average person can pull up to their account with that. And we're going to trade that with a 30x leverage, everybody. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. But we're going to wait for this thing to break underneath there. We're going to try this very boring. I like to call it almost a little bit boring, but it's actually pretty cool, because once that trend is kind of defined and it starts to go that way, it's like it makes the trade a little bit more fun. Like earlier, I was live streaming and we're in this trade, and I just felt good because it's a trade coming off of a nice short, and then taking these profits right here to getting in a beautiful long right here, and then just riding this wave while we're on live. And then right in the live stream, I started taking profits here. Now, obviously, it went a lot higher, and it'll tempt you sometimes. This is a lot of times where people go like, oh my God, I got to buy back in because it's going to start running. And this is where now, instead of having an order that we placed over here and it was a run up to here, now you're buying back here, and look at what happens. So it's important to be extremely patient. And sometimes what happens is like it gets so boring to wait for this side to finish so then you can go long again. This is why you have to have shorts in your repertoire. You have to have shorts in the mix. Let's get it. I got you, bro. We'll turn it up. Yeah, so you have to have shorts. Otherwise, while you wait for this forever, you're going to be exhausted. You're going to be, pretty exhausted waiting for where you might mess up your trades for your next long. But I'm telling you, you'll take your next long really nice after your short's doing really good. If you had a nice little short like the one we're about to have in a bit, and we're being, super pro on patience right now. Ooh, we're being so pro on patience. I promise you guys. I've been tempted already to take a couple trades, but we're being pro-ski right now. We want this 15-minute, we got the first parabolic SAR, but we see the buyers pushing that wick all the way up, right off the 200 moving average. We still got the point of control, but there is a nice little trade to down here. A nice little scalp right there. And we're going to see if we can slice that thing. If we can slice it, cool. We'll slice it when this blunt house TA, it adds a little bit more confidence. When you got that parabolic SAR and that thing actually lights up red too, you'll see, like, you already can see the rest. The minute the 15 starts to turn red, you almost never want to go long in a red 15-minute candle. It's like swimming up a river, bro. Do not do it. Do not do it. You can trade long in any of these green candles on a 15-minute chart, and your lower time frames are going to feel exciting. You're going to feel like a winner. You're going to feel like Rain Man. But right now, we're waiting for this thing to be, we got 5 minutes for this 15-minute candle to close. You got 5 minutes. That's the patience you got to have. You got to be sitting like a tiger in some high grass. Honestly, you got to be sitting like a tiger in some high grass. And look, that's tempting because our trade would still been green if we would have took it off the 5, which is one of my favorite, especially having this down here. But I do want the confirmation on the 15-minute chart just to be completely sure. And it's only 5 minutes. Do you prefer shorts or long? There was a time, bro. There was a time where I preferred longs, and that crippled me. No pun intended for somebody like me, But yeah, you have to be able to like your shorts. Like, obviously, I'm a bull. Long term, I'm long. I know the market's a long market. Look at the S&P. I think if you would have put there was something I watched yesterday. It was you put 10,000 along, in the 70s, and just let it sit there, you would have had $1 million already. So the market goes up. There's going to be dips and stuff like that, but there's for sure recovery where, new people want to come into the market. But there are opportunities where, you want to take advantage of these shorts, and you have it in you. If you're doing longs, you have it in you to be able to short. I know you do. It's just a thing of the psychology part, man, the discipline part. And here we go. We're having the 5-minute candle break past the 50. This is my strategy. I like it. It makes me feel more comfortable that I'm trading into that. It goes a little bit better. And yeah, we missed out on some good entries that we could have got in on the 5-minute, but these things can rip right back up. I like it to be a defined downtrend where I can hold it for a bit and, ride the wave down here and get a decent W on there. I was tempted to take that one, especially I already knew it was going to go down. Once that first dot on top of the 15-minute candle usually pushes price down. Price is easy to go down, everybody. Price, man, people put selling pressure on me. People, people react to that big time. Look at every first 15-minute candle that's red, how much down pressure eventually you have. Here, here, here. So these red candles on the 15-minute chart are very strong. But here, price coming right back up. Look at that. Because this 15-minute candle did not close. Look at how these buyers were pushing this candle up. And you don't want to get trapped in that. Because remember, you got to cover your trading fees, right? So what looked like a great entry, that probably wouldn't even cover the trading fees, your entry and your exit. So it has to be a runner. It has to be something that's going to bring a yield. Are you shorting BTC or SOL? We're going to short BTC, but if you want me to look at SOL, we'll look at SOL, bro. And we got a Blowfin account. If you guys want the referral link, maybe I'll post it in the TG. We're on StreamYard. Let me see. I think I could just... If you guys want to sign up, let me know. I think you guys can use... Use this right here if you guys want. Up to you. It doesn't matter to me. That's the number right there. If they ask for that number... The UID number, that's usually the main number that does everything. Do that. Or don't. And they got a fantastic, demo account you guys can use. All right. So we got some good stuff, right? Look at this. I'm loving this break. This is how you'll start to talk to yourself. It's kind of weird. The way you start looking at shorts, you'll start being like, oh my God. Oh my God. Look at that short. Look at that short that's about to happen. And that's how you're going to kind of get where you're going to stop being, and I got to give Blunt some credit, honestly. I got to give Blunt credit where it's due. You'll start to be a little bit more calmer in the market, I usually trade. That's my bro right there. Oh my God. That is my bro right there. He said, I usually trade on FTX. Woo! You know what? By the grace of God, and we're going to use that today because obviously it's a special day for everybody. By the grace of God, I didn't touch FTX. I didn't touch Voyager. I didn't touch Celsius. I didn't touch Luna. You know why? Because I was already a very big DeFi guy. That's one thing that got me so close to FEG token was if you guys, the thing is that everybody's coming into this market and they don't realize how hard it is to get into to trade stocks. I had to give a broker in the Bahamas $25K for my trading account to be able to trade the NASDAQ and everything like that, right? And that's why when I came into like, crypto and I saw stuff like the CEXs gave me that same vibe, even though I came in through the CEX. But when I saw FEG token and that people were being able to, this DEX trading stuff was amazing to me. So I already wanted that ability where like you self-custody, you kind of own it yourself, you're doing your thing and it's yours, right? And that's what kind of saved me from Luna, all that stuff. I didn't touch none of them. I wasn't on any of them. I was not on any of them. Dude, I got burned on Luna. I got in when it was $1 down from 100. I was like, how low can it go? Yeah, right. It's crazy on Luna, and we'll look at Solana right now for the broski who just pulled up, new guy to the chat. Like I said, if you guys are new to the chat, subscribe. I'm the dev of XPX. We usually shill everybody's gems. We're kind of just looking at BTC. This is like a different type of live stream today, everybody. This is something that I'll be doing solo dolo, and you guys are just here with me, honestly. That's what we're doing. You guys are having a Rico Moneybags experience. When you guys are chilling, I'm deving and I'm doing this right here, and we're accumulating on the market. Let's go to Solana. Let's go to Binance has the most volume. Let's check this out. And I mean, even Solana, look at Solana proving the 50 moving average even more so. Where's my Solana people at? You want to know why Solana's been pumping up? Look at this. This is given. Look at the 50 moving average. Ever since Solana broke the 50 moving average to the downside at $213, it's been in a downtrend. You should not have been surprised or anything by any means necessary of why every meme coin is going down on Solana because it's paired to Solana, or why the Solana market's been hard. When if you looked right here, it broke the 50 moving average. So since February 4th, everybody, my people of cryptocurrency that I have nothing but love and respect for, I'm being completely transparent with you guys, it's been in a downtrend. So these moments that we get excited and we have to be able to have a trader's mentality in here as well, as far as like, hey, it's not that you picked the wrong Solana meme coin. It's not that you picked the wrong BNB meme coin. The overall market has been in a downtrend. We look at BTC and you see everything mimics BTC. And we have Solana. I'm going to get this horizontal line out of here. We're just going to use the volume profile right here, which is very powerful. On the daily chart, looking at Solana, check this out. Break over the 50. Isn't that beautiful? Like, honestly, I want you guys to honestly look at it like that. Like, it needs to almost sweep you off your feet. Like, that's how you need to look. Don't look at trading like it's whooping on you, like it's taking advantage of. Like, look at it like you admire it. And it's crazy how that had changed the way you look at it. It broke the 50 in a long time, everybody. It's above the 50. Is there some consolidation that most likely is going to happen? Yeah, I could see that. But here we go. This is the 50 moving average. And this is this upper value range up here, right? This has been a downtrend nonstop. Boop, 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 boop. And all this time since February, now is the first time your Solana is breaking above the 50 moving average. And when it does that, it tends to do what? Go up. Don't believe me. Just zoom out. Come over here. When it broke the 50 moving average to the up right here, bullish. So that's what's going on with Solana in the long term. Now we're going to break it down short term in case you guys are shorting it. I'm not sure if any of you guys are trading with me. We're not doing copy trading. I'm not a professional advisor to anything. We're doing some degenerate stuff. We're shorting and we're longing this crypto market on the fly right now where we're live. We want to short Solana, right? Look at Solana on the 15-minute candle, 50 moving average. Looking kind of bearish, right? Just on these short time frames. And if you want more confirmation, what do? We add the indicators. We add some indicators to let us know, like, hey, let me know, because my brain will tell me something else. And here we go. We got some signals right here. And usually, like I'm saying, if you're in a 15-minute candle and it's red, you want to be looking for some beautiful, let me use that word instead, some beautiful short trades. Right here, we had that other short opportunity. And look at this, been trading underneath the 200 moving average the whole time. So it's no shock, right, that we've been in this downtrend overall. Let's clean up the chart really quick. Let's go to BTC. If we get more Solana people to pull up, we'll keep an eye on Solana for these trades. I want to lace this Solana, this BTC trade perfectly. Look, we got the second one up on top. We still do not have the blunt house indicator on the 15-minute time frame to say red. So we got green. See this line going up and down? Red, green, No red still. And that's why we're really waiting so we can really sink our teeth into the trade and see how, if we can catch ourselves a runner. And when you get a runner, you actually can hold a lot longer without you feeling like you're holding your breath. Like before, I would honestly feel like that. Like, to be honest with you guys, there was times where I was like, geez, you feel like you're holding your breath. Eventually, when you lock into runner, you know that it's going in that direction. So here we got it. It's bouncing on the 200. Still bearish. We got nice red candles. Notice that we're still relatively within the same prices that we were this whole time. Even when we felt like we were missing out on the complete downtrend when it was first going into the 700s, we're right back. Look at that. Oh, right back, right back. Why? Because it bounced off the 50 moving average. That's why, you can trade this little gap right here, but with trading fees, I don't know how profitable it would be. What's a little bit more profitable, I found, is if you break for it to break underneath the 50, because then it runs a lot longer. And that's where you can find yourself a profitable trade. But if you see right here, while defending the 50 moving average, let's get some of this noise out the way. Always have a version of your chart that you can bring back and bring it back looking clean. Should we be really shocked that, that's why we didn't take the trade? We had indicators that said, hey, we're going to be going short over here. You can possibly start to take your trade in this section. Cool. I understand that. But right here is where my strategy, the 50 moving average, helps me out. Wait a little bit longer for it to go. Well, not yet, brother. Not yet, Swerve. We're waiting on the entry. We had indicators letting us know that we could potentially take this short starting right here. Now we're looking at the entry. You see that 5-minute chart break that 50 moving average? Now, what I would do, this is live trading, nothing special. We're going to take the last price and we're just going to short. We're just going to add that just like that. Boop, enter that trade. I got a clear break. That's probably why it's not even letting me get that trade at that price. We got a clear break. So right now we're taking this short trade. Now, I'm not telling you guys to copy this. This thing can turn around and liquidate the whole account. That is cryptocurrency, everybody. We're seeing if we can get in at this price right here, if it can take that last little price that we're in. Sometimes what we have to do, unfortunately, is cancel that trade and take the trade. If we're feeling that confident on it and you feel like you don't want to miss out on that trade or that entry, you're willing to move the goalposts a little bit. But I found that a lot of times it'll come back up to your price. It'll almost be like, you know what, let's go get that money really quick, and it'll snatch that price up. So 163, boom, right there, snatched up that price. We're in the short trade, 84,763. The prices change a little bit. I don't have to look at it. The trade costed, it didn't fill the whole trade, so we're waiting for the whole trade to fill. And yeah, it's only $8 in there, so it didn't fill the whole order. It's a great order. That's why. It's a great order. That's why, Swerve. They don't want to fill that order because it's so great. Look at that thing. Yep. They did not want to. Oh, coming back to my order. Come on, bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Let's see, but we got some nice breaking to the downside. It didn't want to fill that order. If we would have filled that order, and that's why I almost moved the goalpost, but I don't want to show you guys some degen techniques either of just like, hurrying up, cancel the thing and moving it too fast, because I know it's not, because it's a pretty good trade the way we're breaking this whole trend, right? Now, when we go to the 15-minute candle, I'm almost sure that the blunt house will now tell us that it's time to go all the way. Now let's add these again. There goes the first two that we had, and now the blunt, right? Let's add the blunt house. Boom. Look at that, everybody. Without even having it there, we already knew that now we had that indicator coming in. Eventually, you'll be able to kind of time. I didn't have to even have it on there to know by the way that it moved that indicator would get triggered, right? And that's why we have a great entry overall right now. Now, any great entry could be a bad entry. It could literally just turn right back around. It can flicker red and turn right back green. And that's all about risk management. Now, obviously, it would have been nice to get in on that trade because we're not getting the happy Easter Sky Crypto. Welcome in. Should we here? Let's cancel this. Partially filled. Let's come over here. We're not going to make this one heavy. 11%. We're just winging it like this just to get in these trades live. And we're going to take the short right there. Still a short trade possible right there. Our average price is 84,690, everybody. All right. So we'll hold this one right here and we'll manage this trade as it starts to trail down. And when we look at all these other indicators, this is how we can tell. Bullish on Arrowbud and XPX. You better be, man. You better be, Johnny Bravo. So here we go. So we're managing this trade. Let's see if this, the 5 minutes red, the 3 minutes going to be red. Are there going to be some trades in the lower time frames that you should almost not pay attention to that are going to try to mess with you? Some bounces and stuff like that that'll try to shake you out? Absolutely. But we're looking for a runner. Look at this. Doesn't that look great? We got red, break underneath the 200. We've been underneath the 50. We can possibly see a nice little trade to lower 84K and stuff. So this 15-minute chart is where it looks good and where we want this thing to just follow this trade all the way down. Now we do have the point of control up here. That's why you want to manage risk on this time frame. But the 5-minute is what's looking really good. This is where I think we could have some price action to down here and then shake and bake all the way up, which is 84,100. And we'll take whatever we want off the table right there. It could be a potential nice little trade. Or it turns back around the other way. That's trading, everybody. Welcome in, everybody who's tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Man, we had a 3-hour stream earlier. Now we're live again for another hour already. And we're going to stay live, everybody. We're going to put in some overtime. We're going to, kind of do these baby trades to show you guys you don't have to get rugged. You can kind of depend on yourself to scrape some profits off and potentially put some buying pressure on your favorite projects. On your favorite project, you gotta do what you can to push that thing. So 5-minute candle looking great. 3-minute candle looking even better because we have that break underneath the 200. We have the point of control saying, hey, come on down here. Come on down here. And that'd be really nice. We got the 1-minute candle, which I don't advise people to pay crazy attention to because it can psych you out big time. It could definitely psych you out. And I don't want you guys to get psyched out at all, everybody. Let's see what plays you guys are buying. If you guys want to let me know what you guys are snatching up off the table. Let's see. There goes that nice. See, that's that 1-minute candle where it can shake and bake you, man. I'd rather just stay true to this. We're in a nice downtrend. We broke the 50. This is a great trend. And sometimes what happens is it'll hit the 50, right? It'll do this. And you got to be able to handle this. Love the stream and hearing you on Trolls Den Arena. Nice, man. So this 50 moving average right here is stroking live on Arena. So you can have this, we broke the 50 and it'll test your trade to see if you can stay into it. But, if you stay into it, it'd be nice because you'll have something that looks kind of funky like that when it follows that 50 moving average. Is TK live on Arena? We'll go check it out. We're putting in some overtime for sure. We're putting in the work, everybody. We're putting in the work, everybody. So very nice. Like I said, this 1-minute candle will definitely test you and stuff. You want to stay locked in. 15-minute candle being bearish with all this indication. For the most part, you can have stuff that happens like this where it's very short-lived and turns right back around. That's where you manage that risk. But I'm telling you, when that downtrend starts on the 15-minute candle, it starts to go down. Oh, okay, I got you, brother. I understand now. So here we go. I mean, this trade is red now. What do we do? Do we get out of this trade? No, we're not getting out of this trade. Because if it broke above this, if it broke above this 50 moving average, it could be potentially like, all right, it's gonna, but you have to almost know that it's already in this downtrend on the higher time frames. Otherwise, it will shake you out. So here we go. We have taken profits over here. When you look at this 15-minute candle, this was the long, and we took profits here. Shorting here looks, pretty fantastic if you ask me. And this was a short from over here, short to down here. This has some potential. How much potential? It's not crazy numbers. We could crazy put the leverage all crazy and do that, but I don't know if I'd be able to talk and multitask at the same time with you guys. This is manageable. This is doable. So 5-minute, right? We broke over that 50 moving average. That's a great trade because when it does that, usually it does some of this. And especially after a nice little run. So we're just staying put. We're being stoic. We're trusting the strategy. You guys were pumped. Great times. Absolutely, man. We're still pumped, man. We're still pumped, man, for sure. We're still pumped. We're just waiting for the rest of the market to get pumped with us. There you go. You got those green candles that three soldiers. There's always three of something, right? The three soldiers. I heard Blunt saying that one. There's a whole bunch of them, right? But again, still going down. And that's what these indicators help you with, because, you might see that and you might be like, oh my God, it's starting to pick up. I want to get out this, it's starting to pick up. Maybe I want to get out this trade because it's going to turn around. It's like, this indicator did not turn green. This parabolic SAR did not flip to the bottom. So, you got to hold that trade. You got to hold that trade. It's not done yet. And this is how you'll find the actual runners that'll actually go a lot longer. Down here, that's a decent trade. Break of these, important moving averages and to a break to down here is solid. You'll build that rhythm up and you get consistent. You can start to manage some serious trades. I think all of them are serious because they really show like the level of discipline that you got or lack of, everybody. Honestly, they either show what you're made of or what you're not made of. Isn't that crazy, bro? Oh my God. We had the war on rugs earlier. Look at that. 2 hours and 10 minutes. That wasn't even the full one. Here goes the hour and a half. Woo. I mean, look at that. And this had to get like reset. Like it reset out of somewhere. It like had to restart or whatever. But this is what we're doing, everybody. The war on rugs is real. XPX is a hitter for sure. I mean, it's a real project. Beam. We got somebody new. What is that? Beam with a rainbow? Oh, I love the rainbow chart. I love the rainbow chart. Look at that rainbow chart. You got a project called Beam? Okay. Oh, here goes the StreamYard mess. This is why. And we're only on StreamYard because, one second, everybody. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Let me share my screen. I don't miss that, right? And we got on StreamYard solely to try Arena out. But man, I don't miss getting booted like that. I can tell you that. What is this Beam project you're talking about? Is it this one right here? I mean, this thing's flying. This is a year and a half ago. Beam on BNB. Beam me up, Scotty. Is it this one? Got the gaming infrastructure. $1 billion project coming back. I think this is that Beam that had that gaming infrastructure. You guys it has been around for a while. I mean, this is as low as it can go. This is where it comes back. If it's going to come back, I mean, there's real liquidity there. There's a serious market cap. Actually, liquidity is not crazy thick at all, considering the market cap. Maybe this is not the one, but there's still liquidity in this project. There's, close to $500,000 in liquidity. See what else are you buying, man? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. CTO, CTO, CTO. Let's manage this trade again. Where are we at with this thing? How's it looking, everybody? Are we going down? Is it safe to say we could possibly go down to 84K? I mean, I can see that being on the table. Ooh, look at that. Nice break on. Ooh, green candle but point of control, going to bring it down. That point of control, bring it down there. And also take it up, because I'm sure this one's going to be on the higher side because it's already pulled back on the 1 minute. But the 1 minute is very noisy. You have to be careful with this. It'll shake you out of a nice little runner. You'll have a good runner. Stay away from CTOs. There's a few of them, man. There's always a percentage of something that always balances out the next thing or whatever you believe in, right? My bad. But for sure, there's some funny stuff. And that's because the market's been in a straight downtrend. So, the market's been somewhat fugazi, you can say. Somewhat fugazi. See if I can kick on Arena again. I'm trying to start it up again. It says it's running. That'd be nice. We got it to work. No, it's not working. Crashed. I see it. We got about 400 people in here. We're managing this trade. It's going to scare us sometimes. There's going to be some red that you're going to be able to handle, but your strategy is the strategy. I'm not worried about obviously the dollar amount that much, more so than, it not breaking certain things in my strategy that I like, right? When it breaks underneath this 50 moving average, this blue line right here, that's pretty good. We already knew we could have got in up here. When we had that first break on the 3 minute and we saw this, like the market getting kind of wishy-washy. But I'm telling you, sometimes they'll just turn right around and bounce off of that, and it'll be really hard. I am buying as much Captain BNB as possible. I rock with that, man. That's what's up. Get some XPX too. Save some of that. He's like, whatever. I love my Captain. I don't blame you, man. I mean, I really see a large amount of potential where you guys can have a serious breakout. I think you guys are extremely undervalued. I mean, if we could get the BNB chain to literally put $5 into XPX or like Feg token or any other BNB play that we like, that'd be crazy bullish, everybody. Like, I don't know how people can not, understand that that's really, really powerful. The fact that they acknowledge you guys, the fact that you guys have not been listed on Binance yet, and there's still all this upside potential. The fact that the market has really just been in a downtrend nonstop, and we haven't even got to that point. Like, we really are starting to get to that point. That's that good old 1 minute. We don't even want to look at that. Let it do what it got to do. We're over here at 5 minute downtrend and 15 minute. You'll see where on those lower time frames, you'll get shooken out when you would have been like, if I would have just held, it was a downtrend the whole time on the 15-minute candle. It's like the 15-minute candle mixed with the 5 will give you the conviction to be able to hold through some of these breakouts, especially when you see the lower time frames breaking through the 50 and all that stuff. Like, it is going to bring the price in that direction. But those lower time frames, you'll see how noisy they are. You'll see how noisy they are. Like, all this uptrend right here, and when like some of these red candles, they're very deceiving, because on this 1 minute candle, I bet that these were still green 15-minute candles, and these markets, you could have got tricked out. You could have got psyched out a little bit. That 50 moving average, you guys, I think eventually you guys will just be able to see it as much as I see it. It's that green line right there. That's the main one. That thing is so powerful. We're waiting to break that. We're technically doing an error right here because we're front running it on the 15-minute candle, the 50 moving average. But a lot of times when you see that long trend that's already been pumping, and you see the rest of the numbers the rest of the time frames come into play, you'll get a feel for how this thing's going to go. Have you said StreamYard as a destination in Arena? That's what will make it work, I think. I went to Arena. I got my stream key. Went to live. And yeah, I added it. I didn't. It's added to my StreamYard. But I did not add it like from over here per se. It doesn't say like to add StreamYard to this. Because there's some potential over here. There's a lot of untapped people to get into crypto. There's this thing's gonna grow nonstop. We have to eventually, tap into this space and be able to stream even this type of content, or the show me your gems content, the war on rugs, when we're just going after everything, whatever we might be doing, whatever vibe we're feeling in, there's some potential over here to get exposure to new people. And that's what I'm super bullish on this stuff. Like, honestly, like, I didn't know this girl would. If I seen her, I would have never known she liked crypto. She has some questionable things on her shelf over here, which is crazy, to have a green screen, and the fact that, oh, they just got covered up. Never mind. Um, there was something very questionable right here, which is crazy to have a green screen and then still have that in your background. You would think that that's the last thing you would want somebody to find on her background and be like, oh my God, what is that purple thing over there? What is that? What's that big purple thing over there? And here she has a green screen that is putting that in the background. And that's what we got. But the fact that we have exposure to, I mean, I feel like a lot of people that I would have not known own crypto, or we have a lot of potential people who are honestly putting in work on some of these games as well. I mean, super dedicated. 2.5, we got 3 hour stream right here. So we got some streamers coming up. I got to find a game that I can like actually own and stream. I'd rather look at charts all day for some reason, but let's see. I think we checked this guy. Yeah, I mean, he has like even shilling this. There's 115 people. How many of these 115 people have gone to xpxpay.com and know that they can off ramp their avalanche that they're earning through this? You know, like there's a lot of shilling that's not being done right here. I think we should have like shill moments where we go show these live streams and stuff, even like with the gorillas and stuff, because there's a lot, there's a lot of eyes that we should be reaching. And we could just go to these things and just go to xpxpay.com. xpxpay.com. And we could just keep putting that out there and getting exposure to a lot of, you know, new eyes. Here we go. Here goes the first test of that trade. This is something that happens quite a bit. Like when you're first taking that trade, when it first breaks to 50, it likes to do this a little bit. And you sometimes just got to be ready to have this. This is your strategy. And you can't have a strategy that is a strategy that you don't have losses, right? That's not how it works at all. What you do is have a strategy that minimizes the losses. That's what the strategy does. It's really comes down to like minimizing that. It's time to get out of the stock market before they go bankrupt. Risk of third of the world. Yeah, risk of the third world war, high inflation from the Fed, lack of interest rate cuts, customs duty problem, crypto, and U.S. stock market are what? Don't leave me. What? What else you got? U.S. stock markets are what? Tell us. Give us the alpha. Give us the alpha. And give us the alpha, bro. Give us alpha. We're waiting on this trade. We're managing this trade right here. This is where we start using our other ones. And what you do is like when you start feeling like, oh, you're gonna have that natural human thing, like, oh my God. You come over here and you look and you'll be like, I'm not even supposed to be worried about anything. Like this thing has not even flipped any of the main indicators on the 5-minute chart. So this is normal. There has to be some bounces and some, movement to get you shooken out almost, right? And you come over here to the 15-minute candle. Well, we still got red. We still got this on top. So although it's trying to shake us and bake us, we go, you guys make that noise. You guys make it happen. Do what you got to do. But I think price will fall, right? Give us the alpha, man. Just give us the alpha. What do you know? What do you know? Now, on the 5-minute chart, if we break above this 50 moving average and these indicators flip, it's almost going to mean that this thing can turn around, right? That it's most likely going to bounce on this 50 moving average and keep going up, because this is the first kind of pullback after breaking the 50 moving average on the 15. We got this up here, but we're looking for this. Let it do what it got to do. Give us the alpha while we're waiting. We're looking for this. It's point of control down here. Just take that right off the table. I got some snacks, man. I'm just not eating today. I ate that one piece of bread and that's it. Let's see. Let's look at Solana really quick. Solana's just going to follow whatever BTC is doing. Here it goes, trading underneath the 50. Underneath the 50. Solana's even nice right here on the 50 moving average. That's very visible. But you'll have moments where it gets choppy like this. This is why you need the other indicators to keep you in check, to have you get this run so that like you can wait for these runners. Those are the runners. And that's what we're trying to get. We're just trying to lock in a runner, everybody. Trying to lock in a runner. And it goes to show that this is why you don't even that much. That's why I didn't even want to do that live about adjusting the price, closing it, because a lot of times there's a retest. We could have just held that first entry price and that order would have been cleared up here and we would have not missed out. That feeling of missing out is dangerous. It got us in at a little bit, 690, 84,690 when our first initial entry was right around these prices anyways. I think it was like 790. But nonetheless, we're here. We're in the trade. We're holding the trade. The trade is testing us. That's what it does. It's supposed to do that. It's supposed to do that. It does it. And you have to be like, okay, fine. Do that. Almost 500 people live with us. Welcome in. This is looking like, whoa, right? But this is where these little phrases from Blunt really come in handy. The first mouse gets the squeeze. The second mouse gets the cheese. Okay. Now, this is what could happen. I'm not saying it's going to. If we got to close it, we'll close it. But a lot of times, see this 50 moving average like this, and it's curling like this, and it could potentially come down to this point of control down here anyways. When it first breaks, this is the first mouse gets to squeeze, and most people take the profits there. And then it'll test this 50 moving average, and then the second mouse gets the cheese. Ooh, I like that. I like that. I'm not trying to draw it like that, but hello. After the weekend, we get CME gap anyway. So BTC will pull back every time. So nice little pullback coming up. You got to add StreamYard as a source in Arena. Go to new source and choose the RTMP URL. We're going to do that. We'll set it up on the next one. Let me see. So I can watch the tutorial. We'll set it all up. Let's go to settings. Let me see. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it later. Tafir is going to send me the thing, and I'll go through the steps, and we'll basically have it set up for tomorrow because there's just a lot of potential on Arena. I want to start building that up over there, and people seeing XPX live, and like XPX is an amazing project. Like it's a project for the whole space. Like everybody gets to use the cards. Like there's no gimmick. Like you get to be a part of it, and you get to use what we need right here. It's like you need this as much as everybody else does. And I haven't seen too much Avalanche being off ramp. So if you're listening and you would like to off ramp your Avalanche that you're getting tipped in on Arena, go to xpxpay.com, everybody. And that's what I want. I mean, there's all these avenues where we get to show people like, man, you honestly can just come over here and off ramp your Avalanche, which is amazing. And, there's so many options for everybody. And that's what we're building out nonstop, everybody. That's what we're building out nonstop. Like that right there is bullish. USDC Avalanche. Like we have all the avalanches under, just Avalanche itself, USDC Avalanche. I mean, it's on there for you guys to use that at your own will, right? XPX, everybody. Let's go back to this trade. Let's manage the trade. We're babying the trade. We got to see this. 3-minute chart. Not cool seeing the 5-minute, right? Doing this, but we know that first mouse and the second mouse and the third mouse, and really we're trading this. Like you have to give it at least one candle that it's going to do one green thing, right? But we're letting this downtrend just finish. So you'll find yourself that if you can just wait for these things. Now we can have instances like this. I want to be transparent. You can have an instance like this where it's short and go long, but it's usually in a choppy area. It's not when like a nice run happened and then it comes back down. Usually. Arena, very underrated. Absolutely. 100%. 100% underrated. It's going to take over. It's going to take over. So long as they don't have no hiccups or no, like nothing like bad happen, and like the bigger players try to do, I don't know. I think they're in there with this. Once they're broadcasting, it was like new chapter, everybody. All right. Yeah, I think you're looking at like the next phase of, social media altogether. All together, everybody. We're waiting for our downtrend. Possibly go to the gym tomorrow. The short is serious. It's just a little, you got to be able to weather this. That's why I want you guys. I know this is a more laid back stream and we're not shilling like crazy, but I'm just giving you guys the environment that exists within this realm. It's not like you see, or it's pa 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 pa. And maybe the $1 million streams are, because I mean, the when you can make that money a lot much faster, right? Instead of a $40 trade, is 4,000, 40,000. And they go up really quick. Like I said, if you watch the Warrior Trader, that's a guy that I started watching in like 2017 before crypto. And then I got into the crypto thing. I was using all that stuff from the Warrior Trader. You'll see where he's scraping a crazy amount of money. Are you still streaming? No, I took a break and I went outside. I did some meditation too. And I was like, you know what? I closed that long trade. I was like, I'm about to take this short. Let me get on the stream and tell everybody about it. No, but we did 3 hours earlier and we're over an hour to right now. So we're definitely putting in some streaming time right now. And any project that wants to come up, just because it's more of a BTC one, you guys can still come up if you guys are listening. Don't feel discouraged. Anybody's welcome. Any community can definitely come up and show what they got going on. I appreciate it, broski. I just love the space, man. It's really, and hopefully people can see, like, this is how much passion I have for the whole space. And I'm working around the clock for XPX. I'm working around the clock for you guys. I'm working around so if you guys want to support me, support the channel, support XPX, because it's honestly just supporting somebody who loves the space so much that I don't want to tarnish it. I want to do everything that I can to be a positive piece of cryptocurrency. Like that's really what I'm doing at the end of the day. That's why there's no gimmicks with XPX. If you guys want to support that's amazing, because it's just supporting what I'm doing over here. But even in the way that XPX is designed, is to support everybody. It's to make it the right way. Definitely got to meet up during the BTC conference for sure, bro. Are you going to be there for all 3 days, or send me a DM, let me know exactly the details and stuff. And I'm setting some things up. I sent some DMs to some stuff. Maybe you have some connections too, because we are going to pull up. I want to do. There's a couple of options and stuff. We'll talk and stuff as far as like some marketing possibilities there as well. So we'll see if it lines up, right? I mean, like, you always want everything. I'm a person that I'm okay with pivoting, and if it's no, it's no. If it's yes, is yes. And sometimes you gotta go no matter what, but sometimes you also gotta like I'm going no matter what. But I'm saying is, how far do I want to take it? When we go there and stuff like that, right? I want to make sure that it's well received and things are going good. Yo, we talking Buckazoid. Pull up, Evan. Get the Buckazoid community in here. We're managing this trade. We hit 500 people on X. Great numbers for a chill Easter stream. Absolutely, Johnny Brown. And that's thanks to all of you guys. Much love to all of you guys. Safir, I absolutely adore you, brother. You're amazing. Dabatola, you're an amazing person in the space. Very humble guy, for how much, who you are in the space and everything that you've done for the space. The way you still pull up and show love, brother. I mean, that's a friend that you want to have for a long time, because I mean, very successful man, very successful, streamer, or whatever you want to label us, or what we do, influencer, or whatever we're doing. But just a really great guy, just a really good guy, and giving a lot of projects opportunity, right? Like, same thing we seen when he was streaming. It wasn't just about one project. It was about, multiple projects. And it was actually these guys that gave me the idea to do some giveaways to, get everybody hyped up about the stream. And a matter of fact, since we're talking about Dabatola, and we do have a StreamYard stream, let's do a giveaway for that sake, that we're using StreamYard, that Dabatola's here. And like I said, honestly, guys, that's where I got the idea. They're like, you should do some giveaways and talk to some projects, get some projects to do some giveaways and stuff. And that's what we want to do. He's got the most home. Exactly, man. He's amazing, man. He's amazing. So we're managing this trade. We got this little test where it's testing us. Oh my God, these price action. That's why you got to stay true to your stuff, man. We're being tested right here. Again, still kind of going a little bit over the 50, but we know that even on this side, remember when it was trying to psych us out and we got to go a little bit longer? When I was holding this long, I said it knows how to go just right under and it knows how to go just right over. It knows that everybody's looking at these specific prices. But if we have a clear break on the 5-minute chart where this candle closes clearly above and we're having a break and this white one crosses over, then we'll close this trade so we can live to trade another day and you'll have your runners, right? That's why we just had, an $80 trade or whatever, so that you can take a $20 loss on the next one to have another $80 trade. And when you get that rhythm, just add a zero. Instead of 80, it's 800 but then you also have to be willing to weather. Instead of losing 20, you're losing 200 or 2,000 or, whatever it might be, however many decimals you have at the end of that. Buckazoids is at a great deal today. It's been crawling up. Exchanges have been accumulating. Very nice, man. Shout out to the Buckazoid community for sure. You guys have been pulling up nonstop. You guys have some potential. I like the lore of Buckazoid. I like the fact because I love Bitcoin. I mean, so much so that the name X pays X is tribute in a way to peer-to-peer on the white paper of Satoshi Nakamoto. Like that's how much I love. I'm like a groupie for blockchain technology and like forget. I mean, if Satoshi Nakamoto he was coming to Vegas and he was having a concert, I'd be VIP tickets. That's the level of groupie that I love. What we do here. Because it's literally like freedom left up to you to make something happen. Right here goes Buckazoid right here. I'm not sure if Dabatola seen this one. Look at you guys pulling up. You guys don't even know who's ever watching, man. You guys got Dabatola right here watching, and maybe he hasn't heard of Buckazoid, and he gets to hear this. And we're a little bit. We got some gray hairs, right? Scott, there's no shame in that. How cool is this game? Space Quest video game currency, Buckazoids, right? And what you come over here and you look at this ancient image of this thing. Let's scroll down. Let me see. I seen it. It was absolutely gorgeous. So I look at the space when something's going right. I'm like, oh my God, look how beautiful that is. And in this game, there was that coin. There was a nicer picture of the actual like in-game snippet. It was like of that era when the game. Has anybody played the game? Has anybody even heard of the game? That's a great question. So these are all the Easter ones. But oh yeah, there goes the picture. I think I even passed it up now that my eyes are kind of adjusting. Let's scroll up. I think I even passed it up. This right here. This was in the video game. They even show it like this old bee right here. It's kind of crazy. 1991. 1991, there was a bee on a coin. And the fact that it's a bee and it's being used as currency, it's just too crazy. The coin was minted on the Xenon network. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Like if it was just a bee on the wall, I mean, sure, whatever. But the fact that it's an actual coin and it's freaking currency is like, whoa. And it's all digital, right? It's so cool. It's like I love that the lore. Oh, I love the lore. Give me the lore, everybody. Especially when it comes to like BTC lore. Oh my God, I love that. Give me that BTC lore. That pixelated stuff that we grew up with. Hey, you guys are on a lot of exchanges too. You guys pulled some serious exchanges. You guys are MXC, all these other ones. Very nice. I have not played this game. I'm almost gonna look it up. I mean, this right here, makes me feel so good because this is the actual image from that game. This gives me 1991 game feels all day. I mean, this whole thing, right? What is this, like Windows 95 or something like that? This gives me, how beautiful is that? Look at that. What's going on with that? Why 59 too? See, that's what I like about the lore. It gets you asking all these questions. I'm not sure if that's that one guy, but be careful with one of these guys that look like this. There's a guy out there that looks like this. Be careful with that guy. I'm not sure who that is. Let me see. Let me see. I want to make sure because man, people they know how to move into space, man. The game is awesome. It's coded. I mean, I like it. I'm worried about this guy though. There's a guy in his space that has something similar to his avatar. I'm not sure if it's that same guy, but I'm definitely gonna find out after the stream. I mean, whoo, we'll see. But I do like what you guys are doing. I like this game. I don't know who was playing the game and saw that. I can only imagine how it felt when you guys, whoever was playing the game and found that. I'm gonna look up the game and figure it out. Those are the Nakamoto's, and it's not him. Okay, maybe you know who I'm talking about. I was playing the game. Nice. All right, we might have to close that trade at a nice little loss, which is natural right around here. See this? See this little test right here? And we'll wait for this 15-minute candle. If it starts to turn around, we just got to close that one out and get ready for the next one. Code of Future, Buckazoid, the fiction that sparked the freedom of money. I mean, it's pretty amazing, to be honest with you. That must have been a magical moment. He said, yes, I do. Yeah, if it's that guy, I'm telling you, that guy, I don't trust that guy anywhere I see him. The money, because I got a thing, not all money's good money, right? And there's certain times where like it could be one person. I don't want nothing to do with it ever. But I think you guys got something right here. I think you guys got great lore. I think you guys got great opportunity. This right here looks. This is probably one of my favorite images right here. This looks amazing. What a cool image. What a cool image. This level of game and everything like that, right? To be like, oh my god, that looks just absolutely epic. Absolutely epic. I would have lit up if I would have caught that. If I would have caught that, if I saw that, I would have been like, oh my God. From 1991, this right here would have just had me through the roof. I mean, it looks just so cool. It looks so cool. It's like, what is it doing on a coin? On a gold coin, it's like, come on. On a gold coin? Why wasn't it a silver coin? Why does it have to be a gold coin? And it makes me wonder, like, what are we missing right here with this 59? What are we missing right here that was, is that just, nothing's random at this point. We got the Illuminati eye and everything. 59. That looks too cool, man. We're going to do some of that after the stream, everybody. After the stream, we're going to do some lore because this is crazy. I would like to play the game just to reach the point that I get to see this level of pixelation. And this game must have like, why does this eye is right here? This is a interesting game. Like, I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole. That's it. Today's the day. We go down the Buckazoid rabbit hole. I mean, pretty cool. And hopefully we don't see that guy's avatar in the space or saying that he's part of this, because that would really bum me out. That would really bum me out. But from what I can see, you guys got an amazing community. I mean, lore worth holding on to tremendously. I mean, that lore is amazing. Like, how come? Why did we go a whole bull run before and we never saw that? Yeah, this guy right here. Whoo, this guy, man. No way, Jose. I knew. That Anon guy, don't play. I hope he's not the one who launched it, honestly. I'm gonna find out the whole lore. We got a war on rugs going on as well too, because that guy, whoo, sheesh. Yeah, I would cut ties with that guy. That Anon guy, I would cut ties. He's probably sitting on the beach anyways. He's rugged the space so much. I mean, wherever you see him, it's a good thing to just run. He likes the coin. I don't like to be around anything he does. He's been rugging the space for like since last February, just back to back, back to back to back to back. I know a lot. I know more than what you guys probably know. I'm almost sure of that. Actually, I know I'm sure of it. So, I mean, you have those people that do that. And I'm still rocking with you guys. I'm just saying I would not, because I mean that is I know that PF Anon. I know it 100%. 100%. That guy's been raking on this, and that's why we have some of this PvP stuff going on now that we have in the space. You know, this is a great project, has a lot of great potential, but there are some people that make the space really icky. And because of that is why we have, where like it's almost become cool to rug each other. It's like I'm not cool with that. I don't think that's fun. I don't think it's I don't think it's fun at all to rug each other. I don't have joy in like stressing people out and wrecking them, and just I don't like it. Definitely not part of the dev team. They sold out. I mean, if he had anything to do with it, I mean, it's a shame. I would damn near remove that stuff off the page. His reputation is. I mean, I watched him for just nonstop, and to the point where I was like, I seen some stuff. And it was like, whoa, I don't want nothing to do with that stuff. That's when the CTO term first started. He CTO'd so much. He's the master of the CTO. He CTO is the CTO of the CTO. He'll CTO you once and he'll CTO you twice. But hey, I'm rooting for you guys, man. I root for a larger portion of the people. Just be careful in the space. There is a war on rugs going on, everybody. Let's be honest. The space has been very mean since it's been in a straight downtrend, right? The space has been pretty brutal to everybody. And there has been a lot of people that's just been wrecking a lot of great people in the space. And what it does, it brings a dark cloud around everything. It does. And then, it starts to wreck other great stuff in the space. It's just, it's reached this point. It's reached this point. At least for me, it's reached this point. We're all trying to win, and we believe this can change the game. I think you guys can. I think you guys can. I think you guys can. I think you guys can, do something great. Um, yeah. So that's what you guys got, man. You guys got the Buckazoids. Crazy space, man. Crazy space for sure. And the level of like, I don't know how it's become okay to do that to people. That was not the case the last bull run. It's become very okay to just like literally be out to get people and fly under a flag of CTO to CTO. We never knew who the guy was because the CTO'd so many times, right? It's like, God, it's like, it can't stay like that forever. I know we got pump fun and all this stuff, but honestly, guys, you can't always, because it's going to happen to you eventually. That's what's going to happen. You'll see. I'm rooting for you guys, man. I want you guys to knock it out the park. I think you guys got some amazing lore. I think that there's some potential with if you're cleaning up the space, don't have them in your spaces. I mean, that is counterproductive because that guy has I just know. I once you look behind the curtain, is you cannot unlook behind the curtain. That's just a thing. Like when you go to the Wizard of Oz and the whole thing's all over, and you freaking yank that curtain over, and you see it was this guy doing this thing the whole time. It's like, whoa, nah, and you can never unsee that. You can never unsee that. And well, that's what you got. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm here rooting for you guys. I like the lore a lot. I'm still gonna do my deep dive on this. The fact that this exists is absolutely amazing. We're gonna have to close that short trade for sure. We're definitely in the red. $33 is not much, but we've closed clearly above this. This is, we got our indicator right here. We can wait for one more if we want to risk it a little bit more because it's not really that crazy. But this is where it gets a little bit sketchy. We're kind of waiting for this. We'll see. Oops. If these things start to kind of close out, you kind of just got to wash your hands and go on to the next. No, for sure, man. I want you guys to win. I'm going to go do my deep dive on, your guys' lore. I think there's something amazing there. But yeah, man, we'll do our best to make it happen. And I want you guys to still pull up. I think your lore deserves to be in this space. I really, really do. I really think that your lore is that cool for some reason that wasn't a game that's probably going to exist in the space no matter what. Like, honestly, whether it's you guys or whether it's anybody else, that level of precision that there's a B on a coin that's gold is like, that's everlasting lore. I don't know how we missed that. I wonder if there's any other, maybe that's some alpha right there. Like, we might have to go back and play every game. I mean, what clues are we missing? That there's probably other stuff in that game. I wonder if anybody else has found anything like that before. Where, in some other games there's some stuff. Okay, there's an article. I'll check it out, man, for sure. I'm gonna do a deep dive on it. 100%. We're still holding this trade. We're waiting on this 15-minute candle. We'll see what's up. If it fails, it fails, and then we just close it out and we wait for the next thing. But most likely the market is short. I mean, even though there's a little bit of fake out and there's a little bit pumping, sometimes you got to just stick true to your strategy. But when it has this type of movement, there is a downtrend where Bitcoin is going to come down here and make some moves. It just takes a little bit of longer patience. This 5-minute chart, yes, we broke above the 50, but this one right here, this thing clears and is finished, and we're good. We're out of it, and then we'll just reset the game all over again. And I'll have some more buckets. I mean, right after the stream, I'm gonna check that stuff out because I like it. I mean, those games are pretty cool. I remember finding an Atari and my mom making me clean it before I brought it in the house because it's in that era and stuff back in the day. She's like, you gotta take it apart. And I was that kid anyway that took stuff apart, but I just took it apart outside, and I remember even playing all those games. That stuff was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So we're still waiting on this trade. I mean, 15-minute candle. We got a long wick on top. I mean, these things will test you like this where you just got to stay true. And you'll be surprised how you'll be like, oh my God, because of the lower time frames, I got shaken out. The lower time frames are amazing at shaking you out. All everybody's got to do is load up on XPX. I mean, that's what it's there for. But we're fighting. There's a war on rugs, and there's like an addiction into space right now where it's become very driven on screwing the next person over. I don't know how that's become good or how people can continue. I don't like it. I really, really don't. I don't like it. I don't like that stuff. And it's been getting exhausting, Patience is for real, for real. Yep, you got to have patience for real. We got the Buckazoid, embrace the game theory. I like that. It has the whole thing, the B, the rocket, and the 59. Do you know what the 59 is about? Since you're in here with the whole main account, do you know what's behind the 59? That's what's so great about that lore. I mean, that picture's amazing. Like, why is there an eye floating there? Why? Why? Is there anything else in that game that we're missing? Is there any ordinals in the game? Technically that's kind of an ordinal. It's not written on the blockchain, but is there any other clues and stuff like that? Like, and then you start to go down the rabbit hole. You start with 59 in the game. Sheesh, that's deep. 100% long story, many reasons. The article frequency explains the love behind the 59. Okay, I love that stuff. I'm loving the lore. I mean, so you start off with 59. I wonder if there's anything. Can we find anything 59 to do with the Satoshi Nakamoto paper? That would be crazy, right? If we could find 59 in here and this came way after the game. Woo! Let me see what's up in here. Is there any 59 anywhere, everybody? Find 59, please. Make it make sense. Crazy things with 59. Yeah, Bitcoin. Very nice. We got a 9 right here. Crazy. That's amazing. I love the time that we're in right now, everybody. BTC has 95. What? 95 would be 59 backwards. All right, we're going to have to close this trade now for sure. That wick is climbing up there. We got to be a little bit stoic right now and just kind of let it do its thing for a second, because if that's fine, that's fine. This is how it works when eventually you just got to, okay, there we go. Let me show you guys, just so we show you the good and the bad. So here we go. The 15-minute chart. We got the first blunt one saying get the heck out. So we just got to take it on the chin. $41 loss. That's what it is. That's managing. Get out. We're done. That's a bad trade. So we got in here. We got out here. A naughty trade. I could have got out sooner. When we first saw the 5-minute candle, kind of chopping it up, kind of talking a little bit with you guys, checking out plays at the same time. But that's not to say that we're not going to wait for this thing to run up, and we're still not looking for a short. But look, as we can see, it's still running up, and that's why we kind of waited for this indicator. But really, the 5-minute one was kind of telling us, right? Look at this 5-minute one, this first one, the second one. It's a great trend to go with. But we'll wait. We'll wait for the next one. There is 59 days from the day the article was released, revealing the Buckazoid to the next Bitcoin conference. And guess what? The Bitcoin conference is 59 hours long. Oh, and there you go. You got that flip to the other side, and even the price running up even more. So, that's a perfect example of, hey, we try to get in a trade that we could have possibly had a nice little run, but sometimes they don't always work out, everybody. They don't always work out. I got to show you guys the ugly too. I got to show you guys the ugly as well, where you guys got to be like, hey, we get out of that trade and that's it. I like that, man. I'm loving the lore. I'm loving the lore. I knew there was that 59. When you do something like that, that image looks too powerful. That image looks way too powerful. Embrace game theory. I like that. I do like that. Here it goes, pumping even a lot harder right here. Like I said, we still got a short that's going to be coming. We're going to want to catch the runner. We'll scoop back what we lost. We're probably not going to stay live that long. We're already coming up on the 2-hour mark, but I want you guys to keep an eye out for the short and wait for that, break over the 50 moving average. It'll happen. It'll work out just right. And you'll eventually have yourself a decent little runner. You come over here to the 5, we caught the first break underneath, and this is the break above. We held it a little bit longer than we should have, to be honest with you guys. Right when it broke back kind of above the 50 and it closed above, we could have just said, okay, we're done, and avoided kind of this uptrend right here. But nonetheless, we still have, a strategy that is avoiding all this continuation of this uptrend right here. There's still another short coming up. Best believe that it'll do this fake out to almost deplete your enthusiasm and everything like that. But best believe there's going to be this break underneath the 50 moving average. And then what we'll do, we'll have another runner to the downside, and it'll find previous price. And we're going to find that trade. Most likely you guys will see it tomorrow or something like that. And it'll be something like that where it'll come down to this previous price, and we'll get out of this. You see the 50 moving like this. We were hoping that it was breaking here to come down now, but that's not what happened. That's that hope word, right? That's what happens when you do the hopium. So I think that's a good thing. We showed a bullish trade, long trade, where we printed some money, we made some money, and then we showed, we got in here. This was a short from here to here. We left some profits on the table, which is understandable. That happens. We had a long from here and another entry here, and we took the long from here to right there, and we took some profits right there. And then we were trying to game this short right here to catch that downtrend right now. But obviously, this is Bitcoin. That's why you got to have a strategy. Look how high it's pumping now. I'm glad we got out, right? We're out. It's good. It can run up again, but it's going to run up really good. And then we're going to have that downtrend come where we're going to get a better entry And most likely tomorrow, I'll be able to show you guys a short. Like I said, the numbers are not going to be crazy. It's an account with $2,400. It's not $1 million account. It's just a normal account with 30x leverage on there. And we're doing some trades. So tomorrow, we'll most likely do this again. You guys will see it because it's going to take a little bit for this little run to finish. When it's the first candle on this 15-minute chart like this, and it's looking bullish, and this is a nice green candle like the one that it is. Oops. We're going to see a little bit of this test kind of coming to this area, possibly up here. And we want to wait for that to finish so then we can catch that downtrend. There is a downtrend coming. I already know. You know, the markets are not done. And these are very short-term downtrends, right? Because long-term, the market's bullish. You know, we're breaking over the 50 on the daily chart. But you can see how there's all these, you know, trades in between that allow you to make, you know, a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there, a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there. And you can turn up the risk if you like, you know, and really go crazy on it. Get XPX. Absolutely, man. That's what I do with it. You know, at the end of the week, that's kind of what I do. I just been playing with Blowfin and just testing out. I kind of like the way that it works. I think it's, you know, I think anybody can basically do it on there and be pretty profitable with a decent strategy, honestly. Honestly, I really think that almost anybody can just take your time and practice your strategy. We just had this breakout. This is natural. It actually happens. I'm glad we got to show the good and the bad. This is a perfect example. A lot of people don't want to talk about this. This is, you know, trusting your strategy 100%. A downtrend strategy, looking for that run down, or that strategy says get the heck out of Dodge, and you got to get out of Dodge, right? Because like I said, if you're on the edge of a cliff and you get pushed off and you see a rope, you got to choose either the rope or your strategy. You got to have so much conviction in your strategy that you'll grab the strategy to save your life. That's how much you got to trust it, because in the long term, it's going to stack up. The best conviction play is XPX, man. Right now, for me, it is. Honestly, it's right there. It's a shame, you know, seeing people that have to get shooken out and whatever, stuff like that, when they're actually a part of a project that's providing this much utility, and we have it today. Like, anybody can go order their card. You can use your card, make orders online, in person, do whatever you got to do. Go to non-KYC payments. The amount of utility that's here, sitting underneath $1 million market cap, it's 100% undervalued, everybody. Extremely undervalued. So is FEG token, so is the rest of the space. And when this market starts to pick back up, we'll have some bullish momentum where we can focus on that, right? Where we can kind of get the rally to go again, and everybody gets kind of off the fence and they want to pick it up just a bit. Yep, definitely some divergence. Yep. For sure, bro. It's still, I mean, the trend is overall bearish. We're just going to get a better entry on it. You know, it could be a little bit higher. We'll just have a longer run down. Like, that's how Bitcoin pops and stuff. But I agree. I mean, it's, for the most part, pretty bearish for the short term, right? We're going to have our little pops or whatnot, but yeah, it'll start to turn around. We were in the money. We were in the money, and then it just turns around. It happens. You have to be even willing to do that, like go through that. Like, hey, this is where I took a loss right there, and then I go to the next move. Like, if you think that you're going to have a strategy where you're not taking no losses, you're going to have even much more losses, right? That's all you're really minimizing loss. The gains can be made, but you're really minimizing loss. That's what you're doing. I appreciate the Buckazoid people pulling up. You guys are strong, man. Love your guys' community. Keep pulling up. Keep doing your thing. XPX community, come over here. Do your thing as well. I love what you guys are doing. This community is absolutely amazing. Of course, I'm the developer of XPX. You guys got any questions, DM me or DM the co-founders of XPX, Ali, Marlon, David. You guys can DM them as well. They got the answers for you guys. And this is a project that anybody can come over here. You guys can order your card. You guys can off-ramp your Avalanche. You can off-ramp your Solana. You can off-ramp your ETH, your BNB, your ETH, your Shiba Inu. Just nonstop off-ramp capabilities and allowing you guys to pay your bills in 10 countries. This is right here, right now, a project sitting underneath $1 million market cap. The dev pulls up nonstop for you guys. I mean, we pulled up twice. I mean, a total of 5 hours streaming today on Easter day. You know, most people are looking for an excuse to, hey, we're going to take the day off, whatever. Hey, we're just going to, if it's time to go, it's time to go. And look, there's a lot of other people out in the space that wanted to pull up as well. 571 people showed up. Make sure you guys also tap into the shorts that I've been posting. engage with those because YouTube are pumping those out like crazy. So whether it's about your project or not your project, take advantage that YouTube is really pushing out the shorts. They definitely shadow ban us when it comes to our live streams and it comes to our long form content, but I can't even say too much on the shorts because they're averaging into the thousands. And I got a feeling one of those videos, if they continue to rise up like that, we'll have some of these shorts with 30,000, 100,000, maybe a million views on one of these things. You never know which one it's going to be. The fact that YouTube is pushing these shorts out like crazy like that, that's our opportunity to take advantage of it, right? And make the best happen. I'm going to post this link right here. You guys go do your own due diligence. Go check out XPX. If you guys got any questions, DM me, let me know. And we'll get you there, man. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Buckazoid community. Shout out to XPX. Much love and respect for you guys having my back, pulling up very strong. Saphir, I love you, brother. Everybody who's pulled up, man, Feg for Life, XPX2, everybody who's taking, a little bit of time away from the family to, talk about cryptocurrency, even talk about, we had a good trade earlier, bad trade a little bit later. That's trading, everybody. It literally happens like that. And I'm sure the next trade is going to be a green trade. We'll set it up. We'll wait for that short to land on our lap and we'll close it out and we'll have it there for you guys tomorrow. So have a fantastic day, evening, good night, good morning, wherever you guys are at, but much love and respect. Continue to come back and experience the abundance of money with me. Until next time, you guys know what it is. Later.